Hi YouTube and welcome back to my Let's Play Aion. Alright, so we are still in Altgard and trying to do a bunch of the quests around here. One of them here is going to require me to fly. As you can see, I had to fly up here to get here, and a little cutscene just to kind of explain what it is we're doing. It's basically we gotta destroy these things. They're supposed to be like some kind of fungus or something that's coming through the portal from basically from the PvE area, but you'll see more of that in the future. I think we'll get to see that once we hit level 20 or so. She's level 11 at the moment. So you can see here, some of them I can shoot, and some of them I can't from the ice. So thankfully I've got wings and I can fly back up. She's currently in glide mode, unfortunately, so I have to wait until the glide ends, and then her wings go away, and I had to pop her wings back out again. Thankfully, she still had flight time left, so I thought maybe she would automatically leap and fly on her own, but she didn't, so whoops. Alright, so now we just have to kind of shoot those things, and it just takes one or two shots to get to destroy them, so they're pretty easy to get rid of. So we can get rid of all of them before we lose our flight time. So, alright, there's another one. Oh yeah, it's the Abyss. So the portal, and you can see that over on the right a little bit, the blue glow here, that's the portal out to the Abyss. She is not eligible to go through that yet. I forget exactly what it is that she has to go through. There's some kind of training or a quest she has to complete or something before she can go through. She's too low level to go through right now, so. Alright. So we ended up with Invincibility Cloak as a reward there. So I can had to take a look at my skills. I was like, okay, so we learned that. So it's a spell that I got to learn. And then kind of look at my skills and say, okay, is that something I can use? Is it active or is it a passive skill? Does that look like it's an active skill? So it's like a passive. Yep, it's a passive skill. So it just increases my physical defense while I'm flying, which is actually a good thing. Once I get to level 20 and I'm starting to do the PvE stuff and go out to the Abyss and everything, there's going to be a lot of where I'm going to need more protection, because there's other people out there playing the opposite faction or the Balor who can attack me, so the less attackable I am, the better. Alright. I also, as you'll notice with all these clock wipes that I've got throughout my edits, that I kind of skipped past a lot of my running around and that kind of thing. And I also kind of cut out some of my questing, because here I have to kill a bunch of these Lobe Knights and everything. I think I have to kill 10 of them. You guys don't need to see me killing all 10 of them, I don't think. I think you kind of get the idea if I kill just a couple of them here and there. So, I'm trying to keep these videos at a reasonable length, but still kind of give you a flavor of the questing and everything that I've got to do. I mean, things are definitely moving much more quickly than they would normally. Back when the game was in its first kind of iteration, I think I was almost level 20 by the time I got to this part already, and I'm only level 11 now. So, like I said, I'm in the fast track server, so I'm definitely going much more quickly on everything. Alright, so there's one of the Leforist revolutionaries, and I've got to take some of them out. I love how when they get low in health they run away. It's like, coward. But typically they can't even get close to me. It depends. Sometimes they can, but then I get them in pretty low health, and then they run off. Most of the time. This guy didn't, but... Okay, and then there's some other people here in the area questing and also taking out Leforists, and so I thought, well, I'll do some other things. Here you can see how I'm essence tapping. So I did Aether tapping in the last episode with the kind of the floating crystals that are floating up in the air, and then instead of gathering things on the ground, you tap their essence once you're a deva instead of collecting them. And so I'm not going to include footage of that all the time, but I am going to include some of the footage. So I'm here, I'm like, okay, what is this person doing? This person's also questing in this area, so let's kind of move on, and we'll come back once they're done with their questing as well. I mean, I don't try to, oh my gosh, I can't even remember the term anymore, but there's a term where if you're questing with other people in the same area and end up getting this, getting whatever it is that they're after at the same time and everything, and I gank. That's what it is. I try not to gank things from other players. I know some people do that to me, and I don't think it's a very nice thing for them to do, but I generally don't do that. I tend to be a nice person, and I like playing nice, and every now and again I come across other people who play nice too, so now we gotta kill a bunch of these ice cursors as well. Now we gotta get 10 of those, and 10 of the Lobe Knights, and I think 5 slink tails, and I think you have to kill practically 10 of them just to get there. And here you can see I went back to get the Leftist revolutionaries again. In this case, I decided, I haven't been using my shield lately, so I should be using that. Yeah, I like how these are called. They're goons. They're just a goon. They're probably the lower end of the totem pole when it comes to the revolution, whatever revolution it is that they're trying to fight. Yeah, at least as far as I know, I haven't actually experienced this yet, because I've never maxed out my levels, and I'm hoping to max out my level for this particular character, so we'll see how that goes. But in the PvE area, so far as I know, you don't end up having to fight the Leferists on top of the Ilios and the Balor, so I'm not quite sure how the Leferists even play into the storyline just yet. They're just kind of there, and you just kind of have to get rid of them. Okay, so, and you just notice that I have a grenade launcher that I can use as well. And I have another one of these that I can essence tap. So I kind of kept some of that into my footage, but not a lot. Yeah. That's the one thing that I think I've mentioned this before with the difference between World of Warcraft and with this game. This game was sort of based on World of Warcraft a little bit. A lot of the mechanics are very, very similar to World of Warcraft. But with World of Warcraft back in the vanilla days, when you're gathering and stuff, you had to gather 2, 3, 4 times before you got everything from a particular node or flower or whatever. And they've changed that so that you only have to do it once. Like you hit it once, and everything that is in that node, you collect all at the same time. And they have not changed that yet here in this game. I mean, they've got the fast track for all the questing and stuff, but they haven't fast tracked a lot of the gathering / essence tapping and stuff. And I think that would be a nice thing, because, you have to do gathering as part of, the game, just so that you have materials and things. And I tend to do it just to kind of keep my gathering up. Right now, I'm such a low level that it's kind of pointless. The stuff I gather, I don't even bother selling it at the auction house at this point. Just because it's really low level stuff. But once I get to the higher levels, I may or may not, start auctioning and that kind of thing. And that might actually be worth some money. I could use them for crafting and stuff, but I've decided I'm not going to. Oops, I get stuck sometimes. I don't spend my time learning crafting because, 1, it's boring, and 2, I mean, I can just go to the auction house and just buy stuff that other people have crafted. So that's just sort of my thing, is like, why, I don't particularly enjoy it. Some people do. Some people really get into the crafting and stuff, and leveling those kind of professions, but I really don't. So I don't see the point in doing that. Alright, so I'm looking at where there are other things to turn in. There's plenty of stuff to turn in here and there. And, yeah, getting close. I'm almost halfway to level 12 now, so that's a good thing. I'm looking forward to getting to level 20 and getting up to the Abyss level. Things start getting more interesting there. Definitely get to do a lot more flying in that area. Here in Altgard, you can fly pretty much everywhere or in and around Altgard, but then you get to the next level of next areas for questing, and then you can't fly anymore. So it's kind of like, it depends on where you're at and stuff, and not quite sure, you know, why they decided to do that. I think, you know, the one thing I would enjoy more about this game is if you could fly everywhere if you wanted to. I mean, sure, I understand limiting flight when you're new, and you know, having to level up the length of time you can fly and the kind of wings you have and that kind of thing. But why limit areas? Why should some areas be limited? Alright, so I'm getting pretty close to finishing up this this episode here, and I think we've got pretty much all of the quests in this area done for the most part. So next episode I'll be moving on to the next area for questing and things. I want to thank you for joining me today, and if you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.